Hey
everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Get Booked.
We're here again. We made it. We're here.
We are. We are talking about Black authors because it is Black History Month. So these are books awesome all year round, but we highlight them a lot in February.
So we have decided to do a kid, a teen, and an adult book today so that we can showcase the entire collection. Shall I start?
Sure.
Yeah.
What you got?
All right. So this is my first one. It's my children's pick, and it is Isaiah Dunn is My Hero by Kelly J. Baptist. It's a coming-of-age tale about a boy who discovers a love of poetry when he finds his late father's journal. And Isaiah he's the man of the house now. And it's much harder than his dad made it look. Like, he's dealing with, like, the little sister that asks too many questions, and his mom is kind of, like, going in and being very, like, by herself. It's hard. So things with his family are super tough right now, but he does have a best friend named Sneaky who always has a scheme for them. And then when things get really, really difficult, Isaiah has his dad's journal. It's filled with all these crazy, amazing stories about the amazing Isaiah Dunn, the superhero who gets his powers from, like, rice and beans. Isaiah wishes his dad's poems and tales were real. He could definitely use some of that, like, superhero power right now. This book is just so good. It's all about a 10-year-old boy and the superhero powers that it takes to just grow up, you know? It was really, again.
I like the cover. The cover's awesome.
Yeah.
So I picked a picture book biography. I feel like picture book biographies are great because they give you a little bit of information and then you can go research more if you want to. So I find them really fascinating, and I read a lot that we buy, and so we have a nice collection. So it is called People in Places in our picture book area. So this one is May Among Stars. It is May Jamison. I love the illustrations of this. So May has decided that she wants to see Earth. And her mom says, "Oh, you want to be an astronaut?" She's like, "Yeah, sure, I want to be an astronaut." So that is now her life goal. And her mom takes her to the library so she can get all of these books about space and being an astronaut. And then she has this terrible moment with a teacher. And all the kids are like, "These are the things I want to be. I want to be a firefighter and a teacher and a football player and a mom." She's like, "I want to be an astronaut." And the teacher is like, "Really? You don't want to be a nurse?" And she's like, "No." And she's so sad. And her mom is really great afterwards. And it's just a very heartwarming, she persisted story. And it's just really fun. So lots of great picture book biographies.
All right, my second one is, I guess, unconventional, kind of, I guess. So number one, it's a tween book. So I got the little black tape here. And it is Black Boy Joy, which is 17 stories celebrating Black boyhood. It's edited by Kwame Mbalia, and it includes stories from 17 best-selling, critically acclaimed Black authors. And so it's not just one author, so we're celebrating all of them. It's a whole mess of people. This is a vibrant collection of stories, comics, and poems about the power of joy and the wonders of Black boyhood. So each story in this book talks about a kind of a new topic, but it reads like a continuation so that each story is building on the last, kind of thing. From some science fiction to first day of school to family and friends, this book has something about, like, pretty much everything. Each with the forefront, though, of putting joy and celebrating being a young Black boy first. Like, it's beautiful.
Awesome.
Much needed.
And the cover is so happy.
I know.
It's just so happy. That's cool. So I also went rogue and picked a tween book. This is from the desk of Zoe Washington. So there's a lot going on in this book. Zoe is about to turn 11 or 12. And a letter arrives from prison, and it's her father. He is incarcerated for murder, He says that he's innocent, and Zoe is kind of trying to figure out if that is true. So that's one piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle is Zoe loves baking, and there's a cupcake competition. So she is working in a friend's bakery and trying to develop her own cupcakes. So it makes you want to bake and eat cupcakes, of course, because who doesn't? So all of these kind of go through, and there's more about friendship and her family, and her mom does not know that she's writing back to her father, so that of course becomes a problem, and it's just a really sweet story. And the cool thing is this author lives in Connecticut. This is her debut book. She has another one that just came out, and so it's really fun.
I knew you'd pick something with baking in it.
You have to. You're gonna really like my next book too.
Yeah. Oh no. All right. So my adult pick is Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. And it's like described as like Bridget Jones's Diary meets Americana. So Queenie Jenkins is a 25-year-old Jamaican British woman living in London. She finds herself like straddling these two cultures and not really completely fitting into either of them. She is a journalist at a national newspaper and is also like constantly comparing herself to her white peers at the newspaper. Her white boyfriend just asked her to move out of their apartment. It was a little bit of a messy breakup. And she feels like she's not been seen or heard by him, by anybody at work, and even like her family. So she's been on all these online dates over and over again, and the men just treat her terribly, like horribly terribly. But she keeps going out on these dates, like still, like she's spiraling. And she goes from like one questionable decision to the next, and then finally she has this like revelation. Like, what is she doing? Why is she doing it? And like, who does she want to be next? Like, what's gonna happen? This author writes a humorous, heartfelt, but like super honest story that is an unforgettable look into what modern life is.
Nice. I like that cover too. That's a fun cover.
Yeah.
All right. So for my last one, I have Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert. So this is book 2. The first one is Get a Life, Chloe Brown, which was super cute. And this is about 3 sisters, so there's 3 books. This is the second sister, and this is Dani's story. And Dani is done with romance, but she is looking for a friend with benefits. And a security guard rescues her from a workplace fire drill, and there's a video and it goes viral. So now all of a sudden all of these people are interested in the 2 of them getting together, and she's like, not really. But she decides that, so the security guard's name is Zafir, and he works for a charity that involves children who could use kind of a social media boost. So she decides, okay, we can fake date in public. That's fine. But then in private, maybe there'll be some friends with benefits action there. But then, of course, what happens if you catch feelings? So that is Take a Hint, Dani Brown.
Nice.
And then there's a 3rd book with the next sister coming.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yes, that's exciting. So that's it for us for Get Booked for February. We will see you all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh my goodness.
In March. It seems weird to say March.
I know. How is the year going by this fast?
I don't
know. All right.
All right. Have a nice couple weeks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye.